I'm not gonna have him done in time for high school. I'm not gonna be able to do this. How am I gonna have him ready? Hey guys, Jen here with Cass and Grace. Today's video might be a little different. I wanted to have a chat about how I handled my oldest son being behind in school. As homeschooling moms, we kind of have that doubt in ourselves. Are we going to do right by our child? Are we going to get everything in there? Are they going to meet those milestones? Am I doing everything I should be doing with them at this level that they're supposed to be at? Well, this is something I initially really struggled with because before I started homeschooling, I was a teacher, early childhood education teacher. And in early childhood education, there's a lot of, I don't want to say pressure, but a lot of push to get kids where they should be by certain ages, by certain standards. When we decided to pull Wyatt out, I really was, I guess, confident in the wrong way. I was still thinking public school. I was still thinking, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do that basically at home. And it was so wrong. Anybody who's in their first year of homeschooling, if you say, oh, it's my first year homeschooling, what advice do you have for me? Everybody tells you your first year is the hardest. They are not exaggerating that. It is hard, especially if you're pulling from public school and going into homeschool. Because when you pull out of the public school system and you're at home, you still think, oh, they're in third grade. They need to be doing this thing in third grade. They need to be doing that thing in fourth grade. And if they're not there, oh my gosh, I failed. I'm totally screwing this up. What am I gonna do? I have no business homeschooling. It's totally wrong. When we pulled Wyatt out, the main reason that we started homeschooling was because Wyatt was sick, really sick, like missing more school than he was attending and in the doctor most of the time. So really our first year, I was pushing him to do the things I thought he was ready for because it was second grade and he was in second grade. Well, then I realized how behind he was and that he didn't have all his addition and subtraction facts done. His reading wasn't where it should have been. He didn't know the beginning of grammar and things like that he should have learned in first grade because he missed so much. And he was memorizing things just to pass the test, but really did not have a true understanding of it, so it didn't lock into his brain. So second grade came and went painfully. It was rough for me and for him. And we moved on to third grade. And honestly, there was no one moment that I can say that was the defining reason that made me think this, but something just clicked in me that said, it doesn't matter what he's doing. It doesn't matter if he's not on track with where he's supposed to be. It matters where he's in now. His knowledge, his long-term knowledge and what is going to retain and what is going to stick into his brain is what matters the most. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So we started over. And I did some second grade stuff because in language arts, there's, let's see, vocabulary, spelling, reading, writing, grammar. There's lots of parts to it, right? So I did the stuff in third grade that he was on track for. And then I went back and did first grade stuff. And I went back and did first grade math. And yeah, he was behind. And yeah, it still bugged me that he was behind. But I still did it because I kept in my brain and in my heart that long term is what mattered. Year-round homeschooling is something that we started this year. We started in, I want to say June, and we've taken breaks as we've needed them, as I've needed them, as the kids have needed them, as things have come up. We still take December almost completely off, and we take that off to focus on Advent. Today's January 4th. We started back yesterday. So we take some breaks. We take some good breaks. We still get everything accomplished in the year, and then some. Over Christmas break, over Advent season in December, I reevaluated Wyatt, and he skipped from level 4 in the Good and the Beautiful to level 6, which is awesome. So after he completes level 6, which he just started yesterday, he will be ready for high school. I did not think that we were going to finish 8th grade this year. When we started in June, I'm like, a little bit of that doubt still seeped in there, and I said, I'm not going to have him done in time for high school. I'm not going to be able to do this. How am I going to have him ready? I don't want to push him so hard that he hates to learn, because our number one goal, we want them to love learning and carry that through their entire life. If I push them too hard, they won't love it. They'll hate it. They will absolutely hate it. If you have to take a step backwards, that's not going backwards. That is nurturing where your child's at, and that's giving them what they need in another avenue, in another part of who they are as a whole person, to be able to confidently step forward into their next step so that they can get to their end goal. And that's okay. If it takes longer, if it takes a month or 2 months or 3 or 6 or a whole another year, it's totally okay. I had to give myself permission to be okay with that. So that's our how we handle it video, talk, what have you. I hope it was encouraging to you if you're in the same boat and struggling with where we should be, you're behind for whatever reason, you got to give yourself grace. It is so hard to do. It's really easy to say, give yourself grace, but it's really hard to apply. It's really hard to just let go and let God, right? It's hard to do, but it was the best thing that I have ever done in my life. So thank you for joining me with this somewhat different kind of video and this little chat, kind of a getting it off my chest kind of video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like it if you did. I'd love if you shared with someone for encouragement if you know they need it. If you haven't subscribed yet, I want to invite you to do so, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining today. Bye.